The first thing we're going to do in Quark is create a new project. So File, New Project. And here, I need to name my project. So let's say that I'm creating a business card or whatever. I would call it, for example, business card. The layout is going to be either print or web. Print means that we're going to be creating a project to be printed, like a magazine, like a book, like a brochure. Web means that we're going to create a page to be part of a website. Now, although we can do this in Quark, but it's not the preferable way of doing a web page. So we're not really going to be working with Quark as a tool for web design. You have other programs that are specialized for web design. So for now, we're going to be using this for print. Single layout mode means that you're not going to be dividing the pages differently. We're going to leave that out for now. Here we have the page size. For now, I'm going to keep it set to A4. The dimensions of the A4 are these: 21 centimeters in width and 29.7 centimeters in height. Now the orientation can be portrait or landscape. Who knows the difference? Yes, portrait is vertical, landscape is horizontal with regard to these values. Now, facing pages means that I have a book that contains pages, facing pages. In case I was creating a poster or an ad, a single page ad, I would not choose facing pages. For anything else, a brochure or a book or a magazine, I choose facing pages. For now, I'm not going to do that, just for now. So facing pages is useful whenever I have a document with many pages. For now, I don't, so I'm going to leave that out. Automatic text box means that I can start typing text right away in my page. So I'm not going to do that now because I have to explain what is a text box first. So I'm going to leave that out too. And here we have the margin guides, which are the margins of the page. I'll press OK without changing them because I'm going to be changing them a bit later. So if I do that, I get my page, and these are the margin guides. Because whenever I'm going to be adding text, for example, or an image to my page, I'm not going to add it exactly at the corner or the edge. I'm going to have some space for that. So that's the margin guide here, so that you can align your text from here on. So these blue lines are called guides, and they will not print. These lines will not print, meaning that they're just here to help you out when you're laying out your page. But the final print will not feature these guides. But they are useful for me because I can align to them. I can, for example, create a text box that aligns to them and start to add text. So what did I use the guide for? It's there for me for alignment. So if I have another one, I can also align it here. So that way I make sure that these two text objects are aligned together. So if I create another one and align it here, I see that these two are on the same vertical alignment. So that's why I have my margin guides, because I use them for alignment. Now, if I pan over my page, I see that I'm not really seeing the whole thing. I'm seeing just part of the page at a time. That's because my screen area does not allow for this. But I can zoom in and out of my page. So here I have my zoom tool. If I click, I zoom in If I press Alt and click, I zoom out. If I press Control 0 on my keyboard, I fit my page on my screen. So I can see the whole page. Control 0. If I press Control plus and Control minus on my keyboard, like you do in Photoshop, you can zoom in and zoom out. So I'm gonna delete these text boxes and zoom in over here. Now to pan around in Quark Express, how would I pan around in Photoshop, for example, like this? Yes, I hit the space bar and I pan around. Here in Quark, you don't hit the space bar. You press Alt on the keyboard and then you can pan around your page. So to add text, I'll give you time to do this later. To add text to your page, you click here where it says, for example, rectangle text box. You draw it, and then if you start to type text, nothing happens. Although I created a text box, if I start to type text, nothing happens. Why? Because in Quark, you have to differentiate between something called the item tool and the content tool. The item tool is to select, in this case, the item, like the text box. But to add something inside it, like text, you have to be in the content tool. And now you can start to type, for example, something like this. So the item tool is to select items, and the content tool is to add text inside a text box.